Welcome back. We just made it back to our landing here from selling the last little logs. This could be the first video everybody's seeing here of this map. Um, we've been playing on a different map. I called it I've been calling it Swamp Loggers, I should say. But this is a map that I started on. This is a hillside logging map that I've been playing on. I did a little bit of cleanup since the last time. I got a little pile there of stuff to probably load on the truck if I can get it on there. I'm not sure if I will be able to or not. I haven't quite figured out where I want to sit to load this truck up with these long logs here. This might be a good spot here. I just can't remember where. It's been a little while since I played on this map, but I wanted a break of the swamp stuff and figured I'd come back to this one. That's what I plan to do going forwards. If I get a new idea for something different I want to try, I'll start a new map or go to a different area. I mean, I could just go to a completely different area on this map and start something new. And that still is that's a good possibility that'll happen because I have a couple of different ideas. But I just wanted something easy to start on here. I didn't want to start a new idea today is what I'm saying. For this video, I want to get this trailer here loaded up. And then right over here, I don't like the way the landing is here. It's kind of difficult to pull the trees down that hill and then get them to a place where the skidder can drop them and not block the hill. Some of these trees are really long. And then I have to drag them down, drop them somewhere so they're not blocking the hill. Then I have to get to a place where I can process them. Then after I process them, I have to load them like this. And it's getting kind of tight around here. I mean, it was always tight. I just haven't opened it up. So I think that's what I'm going to do here in this video. I'm going to get these trees here loaded up and get the log truck out of here, or ready to go anyway. I probably won't haul them. I won't haul them anywhere today, but and then I'm gonna take the fella buncher. I got it out of off the hill. Can't remember if last time I had driven it off the hill or not, but I got it off the hill, and I plan to hopefully do some cutting down here and give me a little bit more space. One tree there that's causing me a bit of an issue. I find that these long trees lay down a little bit better in the back of the log truck. It probably just about... I keep hitting that bunk right there. I'm trying to grab this log right here, get it out of the way. I'm gonna have to get a little closer. There we go. I pushed that truck like a mile already. I'm not the greatest at loading trucks, I would say. It's kind of a struggle sometimes. I can't quite figure out how much to take and how much to leave. And then when I get it to the truck, sometimes it's hard for me to see where the logs are, especially these long ones. I can't quite tell if they're square with the trailer or not, so then I go to drop them and they kind of go everywhere. It looks like that this is going pretty well, though. This video, I believe, is going to go up after one that I spent 20 minutes loading a truck, and it wasn't very good. It was kind of annoying, really, because everything I did, I just kept going wrong. Just gonna see if I can push these over to the other side of the trailer. It's tough to see. It looks like the backside over here is kind of empty. So if I can get some logs over there, if I can push them over, then I can see what I got left for room. I don't know why it matters really though, because I'm gonna try to load all these on. I want to get them all out of here. That way I have a clean slate for working with my... Oh, the truck is rolling down the hill. Trailer's moving. Might have to get in there and move it. Let's see here. May be a mistake. If the locking straps were on, it wouldn't be a problem, but trying to pull it, but it's not working. I'm just pulling myself. Guess that shows how heavy that trailer is. So one suck part about playing this game with mods is it never is quite right. These are pretty good mods. They're about as good as you can make it without starting from nothing, I think. But it's still not perfect by any means. See, this is what I need. This is why I need a bigger area though, because this truck is just sliding down the hill. About to take off, it looks like. I'm gonna have to jump in it real quick and move it, I think. Let me get this out of the way. But I want to grab these tops here and throw it on the top of this load. That way I can get them out of here. There we go. That should be a good enough area where I can get in and drop these tops on. That's the other thing too, is when I was processing these trees here, so I didn't have any place to throw these tops. I kind of shot them everywhere, and then I really kind of wrangled them up here afterwards, but load is just a little bit too big to really be throwing all this junk on top, I feel like. That'll work. These little sticks here usually prove to be kind of a challenge. I probably should just mulch them up. Maybe what I do here. I'm gonna give it another work here for another second. Try to get it. There we go. Look at that. Saved the trees. Nothing goes to waste here. Except for when it doesn't get loaded on the trailer. Now we're gonna get rid of it. That's gonna get mulched up. I try to push this last one here up on. Missed it. So close. Trying to hook it with the grapple there. I think that's good. Except for there, I knew that some fell off the side. Wow. That's weird that I don't know how some of those big logs ended up off the side. Luckily this is only going through the woods. So I have a sawmill down at the bottom of the hill here that I'm just selling them at just because it's so far away. Um, maybe my views will change in the future, but right now I just feel like the fun part of the game for me is the actual logging, and hauling the logs, driving the log truck to the mill is not something that I take much interest in. It takes a lot of time, and it's time I could be spent doing other things. So I'm going to, I just, like I said, sell it to a placeable sawmill at the bottom of the hill there. And ideally, it would look realistic, though. It wouldn't look like that. That's a heaping mess. Unfortunately, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how those logs ended up sticking out this side, because that was the side that was facing me before when I was loading. Then I just spun it around and out of those tops. I don't know. Oh well. Probably something to do with the trailer itself, but we're gonna get in the fella buncher here and start getting some of this cleaned up. I'm thinking I'm just going to I'm gonna cut these and drop them just across the road for now, and then when we process them, we'll process them towards this cliff concrete, not concrete, this rock wall here. Just like this. Thought I was hitting something over there. Probably was, but turned around. That's one thing I wish. Maybe I'll see if I can send FDR a message myself. See if he can add the change direction function to the tracked machines. I feel like, although it's more realistic to not have it, sometimes it would just be a huge time saver to be able to jump in the machine after not knowing how you parked it and be able to just change the direction. Not even that, just it's not like you can run this with pedals like the real machine would have, one for each track. It's just a go and a not go button. If you had pedals, you'd have a little bit more control, I feel, but I don't know where this tree that's all tied up here came from. Got a double grab there, two at once. But we're just gonna keep working around this tree here, and yeah, I was afraid that was gonna happen. I'll see if I can pull it out now that I cut half of it off. A little tippy. Too many trees there. That'll be something anyway. Won't quite be a long log. I might do some shorter ones. Might have to do some shorter ones with that, but for now. I'm thinking I'm also going to run over this with a mulcher before I get too busy processing the trees. That way this area here is all cleaned up, and then I can switch over and mulch the where the trees are laying here after it's all mulched. I'm probably going to title this video Hillside Logging 3, but Look at that. Another double grab. That was probably a little bit risky because it was kind of far, but um, yeah. So I'm probably gonna title this video "Hillside Logging Part 3" or something. Um, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're gonna be actually on the hillside today. But I don't think that should really matter too much. It's all part of the video. If people wanted you wanted something different, there are the time lapse people out there. They do a lot of time lapses. I was doing time. I shouldn't say there's time lapse people out there because I was doing time lapses. Um, but there's trade-offs to both ways because I can do a bunch of work and not have to talk the whole time. Try to make it entertaining with the time lapse part, and then just add a couple quips in here or there, or I could have less. Oh, dang it! Didn't mean to. I knew that was going to happen too, but I didn't mean to do that. I could add a couple quips and try to make it entertaining, or I could and put that. And I guess the point is what I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make here is, if I do that, I can be. There's a lot of effort on the editing side. I have to spend a lot more time editing it. Where if I can keep myself talking and one take it, which some people prefer, it's a lot less effort on the editing side. It's a lot more effort on the mental side of playing the game and talking. Sometimes it's hard to concentrate on what I'm doing and play the game well and talk, so. But I think it's all, oops. It's definitely all a learned skill. I always play the game, and for years now, anytime I play a video game, just because I watch so many on YouTube, and I always liked the idea of making YouTube videos. I just really never did it for gaming. At least I haven't in 10 plus years. But I always just narrate the game in my head like I'm doing a Let's Play. And I think I said this before, but it's always more difficult when you actually do it. When I'm narrating in my head, I was like, oh, I should have just recorded that whole time. I was talking in my head the whole time, but I don't know if it's the talking out loud part that slows it down, or if I have blank airtime when I'm playing by myself, which that's really what I think it is I'm not actually talking the whole time. I don't know why that tree fell out. Kind of frustrating. I don't know if there's blank airtime when I'm just playing by myself, but something I've always thought about doing, and I don't know, it's fun. The fun part is when I get comments on the videos. That's what makes it fun. They say, well, if you listen to Joe Rogan, he says don't read the comments, and at a certain point, when you get to be pretty popular, you can't read the comments. But two things are going on here. One, these are pretty niche videos. Like, not many people are gonna want to watch a farming simulator Let's Play of somebody logging cutting down digital trees. It's not something that a lot of people would want to watch, but so it's pretty niche. And on top of that, I don't have a big channel or anything. So if you had a big channel, you probably get a lot of hate comments. Those are the ones you don't want to read. But at this point, I would say I don't really care. Hate all you want. That's how Whistling Diesel does it. Except for sometimes I think he does care. Even though he pretends or acts like he doesn't. Definitely sometimes it gets to him. Let's see. Got quite a few little trees here. I'm just gonna get these. And that's probably good. We'll see how far that gets us. Switch over to the mulcher and get this cleaned up so that we can start processing. I don't know how many trees that was in there. 5 by the looks of it. Just have to grind that tree up, I think. Go. It gives us a decent area here to work now. There's my phone in the background. Not the first time that's happened. I think I'm going to put the mulcher on the, well, yeah, I was going to say I was going to put the mulcher on the other machine, but it doesn't tip quite enough. So just takes a second to get over the where I left it. Maybe I should grab it with the skidder and drive it over, but I got to get across this whole area anyway, so. I should grab another machine and bring it over here. That way like I did on my swamp logger map, I don't have to change the processor head back and forth. Mulcher doesn't get used that often, but it would probably be good to have a mulcher machine too. And that actually it's modded. The mulcher is modded to be able to go on the skidder. I don't generally like to do that because I've never seen a skidder with a mulcher on it before, so it's kind of weird, but it is available in the game. I've also never seen a skidder with a winch on the front like that either. That's a little more believable to me than a mulcher being on the front, though. Who knows, though? Maybe it's just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. One nice thing about running the mulcher around is it gives you kind of a road area too. Get this tree out of here. I'm not gonna be processing that tree. Although it is kind of neat to have some left around. Just gives a more realistic feel when you get a bunch of brush laying around. It hurts the performance of the game, but Get all these stumps ground down. Some of these aren't actually stumps; they're just cookies from cutting cutting all the trees down. Get it all cleaned up though. The thumbnail on the last video said cleanup work, and this is what I had planned to do in that video. But I don't know. Still learning how to market my videos. You can go around with the fella buncher too and do some mulching, but one, it's not as wide, and two, that's nothing you'd ever do in real life because you just wreck your saw blade. You could go around and mulch all your stumps up or whatever, and by the end of it, you'd just be burning through the trees when you went to cut them, forcing it through. You'd essentially have a spinning shear. I wish the ground kind of mulched itself up though, like if you had the option of putting mulchers on your tires. So you drove over the ground or whatever, and it left a mulch trail as like a tire track, like digging up the ground. It's almost like the gonna kind of tear up the ground here a little bit as I go back. Looks like I got all the stumps, so that just kind of give it a little bit more of a dug up look. But if you had mulchers on your front tire, so you drove over ground and it dug it up like this, and then the back tires just left tracks. I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, back tires would leave tracks in the torn up ground, kind of like that. Oh, you can see my tracks there. That'd be neat, I feel like. Then when you drove through the woods here, you could see your trails, and they would stay, and I don't know, wouldn't cause, they won't, because right now with these tire tracks, there's a limited number of them that can be on the ground at one time, and I think that you should be able to have pretty much, if you had the mulcher on the ground, it would just change the way the ground looks, and it wouldn't be like it had to be a rendered thing. Unless mulching up the ground here is the same thing as tire tracks, it lags the game more, I don't know. Now that we got our ground here all cleaned up, gotta grab that processor head. Now, since I played on this map last, there was some new mods that were released. A new Tiger Cat machine, for one, and there's a new processor head. The new processor head, I might switch to it because I like the way it looks a lot more than this one. I actually want to keep my grapple with me though, if I can. I want to keep my grapple close by in case I want to use it for something. So heavy, I can't pick it up though. Heavy or slippery, one or the other. We've approached the 30-minute mark here. I'll probably I'll just get a few trees here processed. That way you can see what's going on. Yeah, look at all this real estate I have. So this first pile here, thing is, yeah, I guess I'll have to clean it up still because this still doesn't help my situation in the future going forwards. But once I get all these trees cleaned up, they'll be laying down in a decent fashion. Let's see, what am I cutting on here? Yeah, cutting 14 meters. We'll go back to cut this pile into some 6s, just because I don't think I have 14 meters to that wall. Now the question is, what do I do with this? Good enough, I guess. One of my series, I keep calling them series, but they're just different maps. I play on a map for a little while, I'll record some of it, and then I'll get bored of it, go do something else, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. I don't want to get bored of the swamp, I don't want to get bored of this. At some point, I want to go back to using a forwarder and a harvester. Haven't done it yet, though. Figured out where I want to do it. I'm thinking I don't want to give anything away. I don't want anybody stealing my ideas to videos. Because, again, this is a niche video series here, and it seems like there's quite a few people that make videos, and the people that make videos we're all subscribed to each other, and they're the ones that watch each other's videos. That's what it seems like anyway. I don't think it's quite like that, but I just know I enjoy playing, and I do enjoy watching too. But so anyway, I'm not gonna give away my videos just yet, but whoa, that one came back to me. I'm gonna get this pile here processed and call this an episode. Oh, yeah, I'll debate on whether I want to keep this small log or not. I'll keep it just because sometimes the small ones add in a nice little variety. Oh, I started saying that in one of my videos. I was separating the trees, so these nice long straight pine trees, I would separate them from all the other stuff. And I was debating on whether I should do that here or not. It's a little bit more difficult the way the processing works. I'm thinking it probably won't happen, but you never know. That's what keeps it interesting for me, is doing different things like that. I don't know how that slid down. Not a perfect pile, but not terrible. Dang. I would have shut my phone off, but after the first one, but I thought it was... I didn't think it was going to go off. Nobody texted me. they did, I wouldn't be sitting here playing Farming Simulator. That's not true. I'd still be playing this. Trying to hit it with the back of the harvester, hit it there, not the roller wheels, but works too. Anyway, so you get an idea of what I'm doing here. I'm gonna get this road here cleaned up so the trees aren't laying across it. And I might do that, at least some of it off camera, just because I know that this is probably the most boring part of the video, especially if you can't talk and keep it interesting. But now I can pull the trees down with a skidder, drop them here, drop a couple here, and then I'll just start processing them towards the towards that area I cleared out. But hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching.